This video is all about timing and moments. It's amazing how being a fraction of a second off can cost you the shot, or coming at the wrong time of year can prohibit the shot you were imagining. As I arrived at Pine Flat Lake, I hopped out of the car to witness a beautiful sunrise. I'm out here today because I've been stupidly busy lately, meaning I've almost entirely missed spring flowers season. I'm catching the end of flower season in the midst of one last storm that is keeping a few remaining flower patches alive. And my goal today is to be able to get some shots of birds in them. This sunrise, I found myself caught right under a layer of clouds sweeping out into the distance, like a blanket over half of the lake, and I was able to walk away with some stunning photos of the scenery. Timing is everything, and I just happen to be at the right place at the right time during this majestic sunrise with some beautiful weather. I'm really excited for what the day has to offer. I'm really hoping to capture some flowers with birds in the shot. I think that would just be beautiful, but it's really awesome when you get an unexpected bonus moment of the day to start the day like this. This location I was visiting today was entirely new to me. It's rare that I get to visit somewhere new, so this was exciting as I couldn't wait to see what the environment had to offer. While walking down the path before the sun had come up over the mountains yet, I witnessed choruses of birds singing and calling to their heart's desire. I ran into finches, sparrows, and starlings, but most importantly, I ran into the ash-throated flycatcher, which was my most favored subject in which I was here today to photograph. Excitingly, they are pretty bold, and I had a fun first introduction to the bird during this moody hour. Hiking up the trail a little more, I found patches here and there of flowers. It was sad because I knew that if I had just had the opportunity to come here 1 or 2 weeks earlier, it would have been abundantly filled with flowers everywhere. However, I'd have to make do with the little remaining patches we have left. I found an area that I thought would be ideal for my excursion today to capture songbirds and flowers. It was a tiny little flower patch, but more importantly, it had bushes, dead snags, and fallen logs scattered across the ground around it. What these important items do is stage themselves as perches for the ground and flower-feeding birds to hop up and down from. Not only that, but it also allows me an eye-level approach in my shots when they do choose to hop up to such perches. Almost as soon as I had arrived, I was already noticing action amongst the grassy field. A white-crowned sparrow hopped up to one of the small snags nearby, and I captured this photo here. Off in the distance, I wound up seeing an acorn woodpecker continually fly back and forth, and captured an image of this bird as well. Deep in the grass in front of me, throughout the next 30 minutes, I noticed what was some sort of mouse constantly organizing its patio at the front of its burrow. However, I was never able to capture the little guy, as the grass was too thick and tall to get an image. Timing did work in my favor, however, when an ash-throated flycatcher started making its rounds into my area. Ash-throated flycatchers typically cover a decent range of ground in its feeding route, and I knew it would likely be a long time before it swung back around into this area. I was tracking it flying circles around me, up and down from high to low branches, when suddenly it came down low for me to capture. Aiming down the hill, I was able to get an awesome shot of it down near the flowers on a tiny little branch sticking out of the grasses. It wasn't quite as decluttered as I would have liked, but it was still so cool to witness this aerial acrobat up close in the flowers I was hoping to photograph. It's fun watching them fly catch and eat bugs off the side of trees in the middle of the air. It's an incredible talent to watch, and it makes nature so amazing when you notice these little details that God crafted. The sun had finally risen over the mountain peak in the distance. Taking advantage of this, I decided to try to relocate to see if I could capture some moody, backlit sunrise images of a bird on a perch. If you saw the video series I released 2 weeks ago, you saw how I used a dark shaded background hill in contrast to a sunlit species at sunrise to create dramatic images. And this morning, I noticed I had a shaded mountain background behind a series of trees as options to photograph on. What this would do is allow me to capture a backlit subject, bright and strong, while giving the background an intense haze that looks powerful when combined all together. The time was now 7:20 a.m. If I'm to get my timing right on this image, my guess is I have about 1 more hour until the sun is too high and lights up the shaded mountain in the background. So, with this knowledge, I set out in hopes that my plan would succeed. While anticipating the shot over the next hour, I was trying to decide which angles would work best. After cycling through multiple different locations, I picked out the spot I thought would work best. This spot gave me access to photographing multiple different perches. However, the prize perch would be this one here out in the distance. About 30 minutes in, I had a California scrub jay momentarily pop up to a perch with a huge insect caught in its mouth. It immediately flushed, however, and the perch wasn't ideal due to the clutter all around it anyways. Just a few moments later though, my heart started racing as the ash-throated flycatcher started swinging its way around to my target area. I couldn't believe that my plan was about to work. I was getting so excited, and then the moment came. As it was flying over to the perches, it landed just one tree over from where I wanted it. What a bummer. The moment didn't align how I'd hoped. I photographed it, but it wasn't what I was hoping for. Maybe next time I come here, I'll be able to get it. For now, I had missed my hour's window of opportunity to capture the image I wanted. I wanted to stop by my little flower patch one more time in hopes of capturing some images of birds and flowers in sunlight, which might look even nicer than before. As I arrived back at the spot, the sun had inspired a house wren to start singing. These little guys are crazy, and I have literally watched them sing off a single tree for hours straight, just to let all the females know that this is his spot, and that he is the best one in this area. I set up my gear again and started waiting patiently for a new moment to present itself. A pair of western bluebirds started flocking to the area in the distance. While they never came too close, they were still incredibly fun to watch. Their deep blue color and chestnut chest in the males is just an awesome sight to see. As I was sitting there, the more rare of the 2 crowned sparrows in my area popped up to a beautifully composed and lit branch. I captured this image of a golden crowned sparrow, which aesthetically wound up being my favorite image of the day. I loved the gnarled snag on which he sat and the beautiful vivid colors mixed into the background. Then suddenly, something unexpected happened. I started hearing a noise that I didn't recognize, and after looking around for 5 minutes, a Lawrence's goldfinch startled me as it flew up to a dead snag right beside me. After curiously inspecting me, it flew off a ways into the brush, and I knew a special moment was coming. Patiently, I waited at my flower patch, and sure enough, not just 1 but 3 uncommon Lawrence's goldfinches started foraging through the flowers right in front of me. I couldn't believe my eyes. This is a rare opportunity for me, as in my 200 plus outings that I've had in my local area over the years, I've only ever seen these guys 1 other time, so this is really exciting. For just a short 5 minutes, they continued to feed in front of me, and I captured what I could. After that time, they called to each other and flew off far into the distance. For them, this is just a migratory stop at this time of year, and I was lucky to have seen them at all. What if I hadn't come back to stop at the flower patch after those sunrise shots? It's amazing how this tiny 5-minute window could have been so easily missed. On the way back, another perfect timing came as I got to watch a bald eagle ride a thermal into the air. While it never came close to me, it was cool to witness for a brief single moment I had with him before he flew off miles across the lake. Yet again, an incredible moment of timing and being at the right place with a bird I rarely get to see. In wildlife photography, heck, nature photography in general, it's not just about your skill, but it's also largely about being at the right place at the right time. And today, I was grateful for those moments in which I was blessed to witness. I hope you are able to walk back to your home feeling refreshed and energized after your adventures. And remember, when the moment comes, embrace it. Thanks so much for watching. I'd be honored if you subscribed. See you next time.